And we're back to Pikmin 2. I'm Zach.
Woo! I'm Edward.
And we are here at last. Finally. We're down to the wire. We've got 179 out of 201 treasures. There's only one cave left to explore in the entire game. This is it.
Wow. My brain.
It's been a long road to get here.
Yep.
We've had ups, we'd have downs. We're probably going to have even more downs. So,
More downs. I cannot wait.
quick jaunt around the various menus here. Our Piclopedia is nearly complete. We are missing the 3 basic candy pop buds, but that's just because we haven't used any of them all game. And no, we don't get anything special for filling out the Piclopedia. Like, we don't get anything cool. It's just like,
That's sad.
yeah, it is what it is. But our treasure hoard is nearly complete.
Treasure!
So we've only got 22 treasures remaining.
Only 22?
Only 22.
That's one too many, I think.
But let's just jump into it.
Ha 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 ha.
Alright, so we've got some last little bit of business to take care of on the surface of the planet. So we're just going to go ahead and pull out a bunch of these guys. Ah, hey, Blue Melon. Stream's going great. We just started.
Woo-hoo! My fingers are burning.
Hey, do you need a doctor?
No. Maybe. No.
Alright. So, one of the things I would like
All of the things.
to take care of before we trek into the great underneath is I want to get some more of these berries because I would like to pump up these numbers a little bit.
Hmm.
Alright. $81. Oh. There we go. So since we've only got one cave left, and there's only one treasure waiting for us on the surface, there's really not much we need to do. And to give us the best leg forward for the final stretch, I am basically going to milk my time on the surface and gather as much nectar and sprays as I can.
Grinding! Woo-woo!
There we go. Picking up all these guys because we've got 3 of the creeping chrysanthemums in this area, as well as 2 of these withering blowhogs. So this is going to be an annoying thing to deal with.
I feel like you made some of those words up.
All words are made up.
This is true.
Okay. We've also got a Gatling Groink wandering around in there, so we're going to try and hopefully ignore it for the time being. And if you are a keen eye observer and you remember your Pikmin history, you'll note that this area is actually the landing site from the original Pikmin.
Ooh, I knew it. I saw something was new and familiar. That is an ugly plant. My god.
Let's see if I can't try and coax this guy to come a little bit closer. I could skip to day 31, but that'd be a lot of menu surfing. So, what the blue melon is describing, and I believe I touched on this last time we streamed, if you wait until day 31, little creatures will populate in this corner of the area.
You're being very vague. Little
And-
creatures, does that mean like specific Pikmin or Bulbmin?
No, these little bug things that are called Ujidani, and they are largely harmless to your Pikmin, with the exception that they will spit out a poisonous gas and really just ruin your day. So you can only really attack them with white Pikmin, but the benefit of doing so is that every single one of these little bugs will produce a spray, either a spicy spray or a bitter spray, and there'll be up to 100 of them swarmed in one small area, so you can get a bunch of sprays this way. However, there is a limit to the amount of sprays that can be on screen at once. So you'll need to make sure you're collecting them as fast as they're spawning. Oh, son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch!
Come on. So yeah, that's a great way to farm for sprays, but you have to wait until day 31 because that's the first time you can encounter them in game, and then they will spawn every 30 days after that.
Oh wow.
So
we're not even on the first 30 days.
No. So technically you can encounter them on day 1, like if you access the area through like cheats or hacks.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, this is a legitimate playthrough. That guy's just full on in the water. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and hang out here. Draw this guy's attention while these guys tear down that wall. Or build that bridge, rather.
Building bridges. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Now tear it down from underneath their feet.
Okay. So we should be in the clear. Alright. Alright. You focus on me. This is the final surface world treasure, the armored nut.
The armored nut. Jeez. Well.
Alright, so while they're busy sending stuff back, we are going to gather some more berries.
So Gatling Goinks aren't in Pikmin 4?
No. Many creatures return in the sequels of the games. The Gatling Groink's only appearance is in Pikmin 2.
Wow.
Yeah, so once we finish this playthrough, that we're never going to see that guy again. Good riddance.
Which one's the Gatling Groink?
That's the walking fish that shoots at us.
Oh.
Whoa. I thought we were out of range. Alright. So much for that.
You thought wrong.
I thought wrong. That's just as well. I figure with as much time has passed, we're probably just going to go ahead and not go to the final cave just yet. And take the opportunity to just farm up some sprays. Because as we were entering the final cave, of course, it's no joke. And so we want to make sure we've got as many tools on our belt as we can muster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a number of things in Pikmin 4 that I'm not a great fan of implementation. But I will save my thoughts for the sake of commentary when we get to that game, whenever we end up getting to it. I realize this isn't exactly riveting gameplay at the moment, but trust me, once we get into that final cave, it's going to be all go.
All go?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you prevent what happened last time? Yeah?
What do you mean?
Well, last cave you kind of had this, worry that you didn't have enough Pikmin to finish? Like, what was the key deficit? Like, why did that
Oh,
not?
it was a combination of panicked misplay and
Mm.
really unfortunate RNG.
Mm.
Um, because like the caves are randomly generated, enemy placements they can sometimes spawn on top of you, and we just got an unfortunate mix of that.
Mm. Okay.
And so it did a big number on my squad, but fortunately I had just enough Pikmin and enough skill to pull it out at the end. Six bitter sprays. I'm wondering if that's enough. I mean, there are chances I could pick up more during the cave. I just have to be very sparing with when I use them. Woo! Armored nut!
Oh, the armored nut.
I lost a red Pikmin? Where did I lose a red Pikmin?
That is the question. They added swarming to Pikmin 4, but you gotta beat the entire game to unlock it. What's swarming?
So, swarming is that little trumpet noise when you're commanding the entire squad to just like, swarm in a particular direction. Um, the feature would ultimately end up being omitted entirely from Pikmin 3. And it comes back in Pikmin 4, but you basically don't get it until after you've completed the game. It's a really curious design decision, but I think there are reasons why they did it. Because like the game is meant to be easier overall, and the swarm mechanic is it's incredibly utilitarian. But like if you don't know how to utilize it properly, then you'll end up unwittingly swarm all of your Pikmin into something dangerous and get them all killed.
Mm. That's terrifying. Okay.
The Zeta Flora series. Alright. So I think we're gonna take another day and just grind sprays. There's the groink. Alright, come with me. You all come with me.
Winged Pikmin having quite literally zero use cases in Pikmin 4. What do you got to say about that?
Oh, I've got a lot to say about that, but for fear of spoilers, I will not.
I feel like you and Blue Melon have played it, so I mean, I don't know if they're spoiling.
I'll spoil it for you.
I will not remember.
Alright, so suffice it to say, with Pikmin 4, because every entry of Pikmin introduces new types, your access pool of Pikmin will steadily grow. And the consequence of that is you'll find yourself in situations where you may not necessarily have access to, not necessarily access, but you can only have so many Pikmin on the field at one time. You can only have a maximum of 100. There are going to be times in which certain types will get the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, winged Pikmin in Pikmin 4 is one of those cases.
So, like in the first Pikmin, it was yellow Pikmin?
Yes, because their uses were so slight. There wasn't much of an opportunity for them to really do anything. Of course, that is rectified in this game, in which yellow Pikmin are incredibly useful because the introduced hazard of electricity is incredibly useful. Now with the Gatling Grunk out of the way, we can go for all the sprays we want.
Overall, which Pikmin do you think is the strongest in Pikmin 2?
The purple.
And I'm not talking about just strength, I'm talking about utility, versatility, usefulness, key to the progression of the story, like all factors included. Which of them is the most important?
It depends on how you intend to tackle challenges. If you just want to brute force your way through the game, purple. If you're wanting to play the game as intended, I would say a combination of red, yellow, and purple. And if you're talking about what I consider to be the strongest overall Pikmin, with keeping in mind all the hazards and whatnot, I still say purple. Because there are enough things you can do during the course of the game to get around, like, the requirements for, like, blue Pikmin because of bodies of water. The only exception is electricity, and you'll need either yellow Pikmin or Bulbmin to deal with that. But even still, you, like, when you're going in the caves, if you get a bad layout for a cave for, like, collecting treasures, you can just grab what you can, go on, get out, and go back in. And you could essentially do that the entire game. There's only a couple of instances where certain treasures or layouts would necessitate the use of blue Pikmin. Like the submerged castle, you can only enter it with blue Pikmin, even if you try to, use any exploits or anything like that to get other types of Pikmin into the cave. The game will only let you bring in blue Pikmin. And like I said, with electricity, it's always good to have at least, I'd say, 20 yellow Pikmin on hand for any given case. But even then, in the caves, like, if you get to those, like, any type of Pikmin, and so if you're fast enough with getting your Pikmin to attack it, then you can take down the gate before it has a chance to activate and kill any of your Pikmin.
Can you not kill the gate with the pilot?
No. The pilots are not able to interact with any of the obstacles outside of being harmed by them. Just farming sprays. Alright, there you are. So yeah, so this little trumpet thing right now, this is the swarm mechanic, and so this is something that does return in Pikmin 4, but it's like other upgrades, it is locked behind a certain amount of progression. And so the end result is you basically don't get access to it until the end of the game.
Okay.
It is an incredibly useful ability. I am not irked or disappointed like some fans are that it's not essentially an available feature in the game. But that's just me. I feel like the way the rest of the game is designed is you kind of don't need it, so you're fine without it. Alright. Let's bust open these eggs, see if any sprays pop out. Spice. I'll take it. I think we'll do one more round of farming and then book it to the cave.
In other games, have you seen any kind of call outs to Pikmin? Anything that you've seen that have been kind of notable?
Yeah, outside of Nintendo games, no, not really. This is a very niche franchise in Nintendo's catalog. So seeing any sort of outside representation is scant. But I mean, that is to say, like, I'm not like deeply versed in like every video game that's ever existed, so that it is possible that there are references that I may have missed from other assorted franchises and whatnot.
Okay.
hoping for some more purple sprays, but alas and alack. Guess I'll just have to make do. Or I could sit around one more day.
One more dawn. Sorry, that was a reaction. It's a guttural reaction. One day more.
Alright. Well, we've got a squad of 100 Pikmin. We got one cave to go. And we got just enough time in the day to get there.
Just enough time. Remember the bootleg Coupiates in Pikmin 4? They're literally called Alpha, Brittany, and Charlie in their game files.
Oh yeah, that's a reference to the some of the characters that are in Pikmin 3. Alright.
What's that word?
Copites?
Copites? I don't know the word.
Yeah, because Copi is the planet in which those characters come from. So Olimar and everybody in this game comes from Hockatate. Good. In we go.
Here we go.
So, yeah, Pikmin 3 does a little bit more lore building for the greater universe beyond this planet we're on.
Very good.
Not much, but it does. So here we are, the Dream Den, the final cave of the game.
I'm excited.
Okay. All right. We're off to a start. Doing some scoping, checking for any sort of treasurage. There doesn't seem to be anything in our immediate area, so we should be good. Got a bunch of dwarf orange bulborbs all over the place, so that's cool. We got some crawdad nests. The treasure's over here, so we might be able to ignore them. So, for this final cave, I thought it was only fitting we come in with 20 of each type of Pikmin. It is something of a personal tradition of mine whenever I'm playing through this game. Just a little fun thing to do. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna be safe rather than sorry. I'm gonna murder these guys myself. Damn, I'm already taking some hits. Let's take forever. There we go. That's better. Get over here.
Do either of you watch anime? So, I think that you barely watch any anime, correct?
Correct. It's not that I dislike anime or anything like that. It's just not media I actively seek out.
Mm, that's a shame. Well, so yeah, so there's that. Uh, I watch a lot of anime. So yes. Anime. Is there a specific anime you're gonna ask about, or just opinions about? 'Cause I guarantee you I have opinions.
So many opinions.
Mm.
So I am going to try and do
Have you
this.
watched Chainsaw Man? I finished it. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Chainsaw Man. All right.
Now, here we go.
So, what do you mean? Here we go. You know nothing about what I'm about to talk about.
Now, I know when you're doing your wind up.
My wind up? Oh, really? Uh, it. It is not that I dislike Chainsaw Man. I read the manga. I read the manga. I read the entire first like quote unquote chapter. I did that whole thing. It was interesting. I read it, but I will say that it gets a lot of hype in certain things, and it's good, but I just don't think it should get all the hype it's receiving. If that makes sense. Um, I feel like it fell into a trap of it fell into a trap. It fell into a trap that I'm fumbling words. I'm trying to cohesively put it together. There's a lot of shock value, and I feel like you haven't watched certain amounts. Like the show, I believe, hasn't gone to the point in which I'm talking about. Early on, yes, I am with you. Awesome, so good. I'm there. More, please. It's awesome. There's carnage, blood, craziness, antics. But after about halfway through, it just started to kind of get a a bit odd in my taste, and then it started just using shock value after shock value, and then will this character die or be finished off, or will it not, or will it? And it became predictable in that sense, and it just soured in my taste really. So I cannot put my whole flag behind Chainsaw Man, but I will not bash anybody who enjoys it because anime is there for everyone to enjoy. Um,
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just using this Gatling groink to kill all these bulborbs.
but I do appreciate that Chainsaw Man has gotten a good chance at a run with great animation, great music, amazing studio. It deserves all the accolades it's getting. I'm just not a huge fan of the story. And even from where the story had left off, it's just difficult to watch it continue. Yeah, and the concepts they use, I feel like, are a bit hard to grasp in some ways. And by that I mean
Ooh,
later on,
close.
the embodiments of certain things, their world building, and then the external world building is a bit weird to my taste.
Just kill these guys. Oh my god.
I've heard great things about the anime. Like nowhere, like anime top tier, great action, great animation of the fights. Even in the manga, the fights were amazing. So I do not doubt the first season of Chainsaw Man has pulled and captured the hearts of millions. So I just have not seen it. I've seen clips. It's in my opinion, it kind of follows a somewhat similar vein of Game of Thrones in some way. Like the beginning, it's great. Middle, amazing. The ending of what I read in the manga could have been a little bit, you know. Very few shows have I done that. Very few shows have I said, you know, it it was great in the beginning, then kind of fizzled out. You know, manga wise, like anime wise, usually there's some consistency, but that one kind of just kicked us in the teeth. Also, another one, another isekai anime that I had recently watched. Um, it's called the. I got the cheat skills or something or other. Like he got cheat skill. Let me see. Beginning of the anime was freaking amazing. So good, so much promise, and then it just kind of fizzled in the worst way.
Shoutouts to Nintendo 64.
No, even worse than Nintendo 64. Like Nintendo 64
Great.
is a better story than what happened in this anime.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. No.
Fucking geometry.
Okay, it's not this one. It's my spring 20. I got a okay. The anime is called "I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Became Unrivaled in the Real World Too." It had such promise. There was so much, and then it the action got lazy, the story fizzled, and became somewhat incoherent about what the actual goal was, and it collapsed on itself. I had such high hopes. That was my like that anime was like my best of that spring 2023. I was gonna be, but no. Could not be. Could not be. Any other animes that have piqued your interest, Lululemon? Zuck, what animes have you watched?
Oh, granted, nowhere near as many as I know you've seen, Edward. But I have seen some of the modern classics, such as like Full Metal, Death Note. I never got into any of the shonen animes, so like Naruto and Bleach and all of them. I just never got into those.
I would call Full Metal a shonen.
I guess.
I think it's borderline. What's it called? Sonen. The word. It's like adult in its themes, but I think it's along the same lines as the shonen.
I guess.
Question: did you watch just Full Metal Alchemist, or did you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as well?
Both.
You watched both, really?
I
You
saw I
saw
saw the original version, and I know that it
Wow.
deviated from the manga because it caught up and surpassed it. And
Uh huh.
then I saw Brotherhood when it after it finished its run.
Hmm. Let me ask you: did you prefer the original, Full Metal Alchemist, or did you prefer Brotherhood? Brotherhood.
Oh, Brotherhood! Brotherhood was
Mm-hmm.
a much more engaging story,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of it followed through on the arc better.
It did. It did. The payoff, the emotion, the story was more cohesive. I feel like, and yeah, I liked it a lot. And what I loved about that show is that when it wanted to be funny and goofy, it was,
Yeah,
and when it wanted to be serious, sinister, or just sad, it did that as well. And it didn't hold back. It didn't. It didn't. There was no, you know, we have to be goofy and sad. There was no excuse. It was just sad for the sake of sadness, and did what it needed to, and gave a lesson or a moral, or even didn't even just give any of that shit. It just gave you the emotion, the raw emotion, and how do you feel it? Because you were emotionally invested in some of these characters. And it made you care about an annoying asshole with pictures of his daughter. Yeah.
yeah. But I've also seen like One Punch Man, which I know is like a parody of. Get out of there. Which is a parody of like the shonen
Well, superhero
archetype.
archetype. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought I do like One Punch Man. I've seen the 2 seasons that have been made so far. I don't know if there's a third. I don't know if they're going to be making any more. I thought it was fun, but I also never read the manga or anything. I haven't read like the manga of like practically anything.
Mm. Which is acceptable. There are anime watchers, there are manga readers. It's you know, it's like book readers and movie watchers. I've heard people who've watched the Harry Potter films and not watched or read a single book,
Yeah,
which is acceptable. I think early on there was this taboo, like, oh, you have to read the books. Oh, you don't know, you're not appreciative. It's Leviosa bullshit like that. I feel like
yeah,
nowadays it's more acceptable.
yeah. I'm not a book adaptation purist. Because I know, like, if you're going to adapt anything to a different medium, there are going to be certain concessions that have to be made in
Yep.
order to just make it work.
Yep.
And like, not every single thing needs to be depicted. Like, because like they're like, especially like the Harry Potter books, like there was a bunch of side stuff that like, yeah, it would have been cool to see some of the side stuff going um, on screen, but like they don't have anything to do with the main plot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that.
You know what's funny? So funny you should say that about things that if were adapted would be kind of weird. In the Harry Potter films, they didn't adapt a certain character. A character is entirely just written off
Mm-hmm.
as non-existent.
Yeah,
It is a poltergeist-esque type being
yeah,
that is
Peeves,
very, huh?
Peeves.
Peeves, yes, non-existent in the movies. But I played the Hogwarts Legacy game, and that little shit's in there, and he's so annoying. And I feel like the movies would have not benefited one iota from that character being in the movies. So it is I think it's an adaptation. I think it is a well tuned out piece of the literature that did not need to be, and I think that was a good decision. So I feel like you know, adapting an older media item, book, manga, whatever, and finding a way to kind of get around certain things that you feel like aren't needed in the actual story. Because you're right, it's not even Peeves is not pertinent to much of the story of Harry Potter. He may do a few things, but otherwise it's not even a huge issue, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just funny you should say that, because I had the pleasure of understanding the reason why that thing was not in.
Yeah, I feel like the Harry Potter, like, diehard superfans, they... there they are. Alright. They're
They're non-existent nowadays.
They're still
No,
there.
They're still there.
It's just J.K. Rowling makes it really hard to be a Harry Potter fan these days.
They just have a lot of little lump of self-loathing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, what'd you do? Oh, wow.
Just fucking fell right out of the sky.
Chernobyl. Oh no. Not the Bulborb. Wait, this is a weird Bulborb. He is black with white or with red spots. What does that mean?
That's a Bulbear.
Oh, is that like a male version of Bulborb? Or female version?
It is a different Bulborb species.
He ate your dudes!
Yeah, I got cornered. Let's see if I can coax it. Oh, come on! You're so close to wandering off the edge. So this is the deal with this guy. Once he gets a bead on your Pikmin, he will not stop. So you've got to haul ass. And so what I am trying to do is trick him into falling into a pit.
Those pits are too small for him, though.
Yep. Oh, come on. Yes, no! Ah! God damn it.
It's weird, this is so entertaining I stopped eating my goldfish. I was like mid-open bagging. You'll know that if I offended you by my Chainsaw Man opinions, I apologize.
Come on. Get on the ledge. Get on the ledge. Ow.
I mean, apologies for offending. It's not much my opinion. I still keep my opinion. I stay true to that. But I did not mean to hurt anybody's feelings. Nor there was any indication I did, but, you know, there has been no responses for who I am.
God damn it.
So can you just throw Pikmin at him and kill him?
I can. He's got a shit ton of health, though, and because he's facing us, he will never not be facing us. And I am really desperately trying to avoid using any sprays on this guy because I have so few. Ooh. Alright. Just power through. Oh, fucking shit. Well, that'll work, I guess.
Wow. I call hacks. I feel like you did that on purpose.
I mean, I was trying to lure him into another place where I
He's still alive! What the fuck?
Yeah, he's got a regenerating health bar.
Fuck that. So what's the point?
fast as possible.
That's hilarious. Honestly, if I got to listen to that voice, I would watch that 100%. Now, if it's just someone in a Master Chief uniform, then I probably wouldn't. Well, I might watch it either way. No Glee spinner, fuck that thing. Nope.
It's the GameCube controller joystick.
Oh, do they have this N64 one? They should have the N64 one too.
No. Alright, let me do a tally. What did I lose? Not bad. I got 12 purple, 20 white, 17 blue, 18 and 18. Could be worse. Could be a lot better too. Oh, God. Down, down, down we go.
Wait, how many sub-levels are there?
Memory serves 14.
Jesus Christ.
So this is a remix of a sub-level we saw in a different cave. But this one is way dumber. Okay. All right. Okay. So we got these beetles all over the place, and the big green ones are spitting rocks at us. The electric ones are trying to shoot electricity at us. It's just a big old pain in the ass.
Blue Melon says they despise this level.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't the worst level, but it is the most annoying. Because it's basically a combination of the two unbeatable hazards. Because electricity, you can only tackle them with yellow Pikmin, and then everything is vulnerable to crushing by boulders. So about the only thing you can do is trick these guys into launching boulders in such a way that your Pikmin can't get hit by them. They don't pose a danger. So like aiming them towards one of those geysers, the boulder will always break on it, and then just spamming the ever living shit out of them. And that's pretty much it. And so these guys got a shit ton of health, so punching them to death and annoying, but might be my only option for this guy. Oh, I wonder if I put him up here, will he have his attention? Nice. So then I can come
Still in shock about the 1,000-Year Door
down
remake.
here.
What's a 1,000-Year Door?
Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, celebrated as one of the best games to ever come out of the GameCube. And it's one of so the Paper Mario series has had its ups and downs over the years. The first one was back in 99, 2000, and so the first one came out and it was a surprise hit, you know, because it's an RPG and Mario doesn't really have RPGs. Then the sequel, The Thousand Year Door, came out like 4 or 5 years later, and it is honestly, it's one of the best Mario games that's out there. Like even for a spin-off, it's that good. I'm going to kill you. All right, so yeah, so it's a game that is very beloved and highly celebrated by the fans, and because it is a style of gameplay that the Paper Mario series, would later move away from, for better or for worse, mostly for worse. The fact that it's getting a remaster, let alone any sort of official re-release for the first time in over 20 years, or in about 20 years, is huge, because the fans are interpreted as basically saying Nintendo's way of saying, we hear you, we know this is what you want, here you go. Thank God. Okay. Slowly working my way down here. Let's see if I can trick you into shooting. Get out of the way, Beetle!
But I'm just George Harrison.
There we go. That's that guy.
Like, what would you think if we did if I did a D&D rendition of the Mario world?
Meaning...
Well, you all can play different characters and such. Create your own characters, whatever. You probably couldn't play the actual OG characters, but you could be variants.
I mean, I think it's an interesting concept. The Mario universe is, of course, flexible enough for basically any sort of adaptation. It's just a matter of how you would choose to adapt it. Alright. Working my way down.
Working my way back to you, baby.
So I want to get you guys ready. Okay. Alright. I'm going to follow these guys back. Make sure they don't do anything stupid. Oh boy.
Mirrored element. Ooh.
Admittedly, I got lucky with the layout on that, with where the treasure spawned, because if it spawned on the other side of the map, I would have had to have killed every single one of those goddamn beetles.
Damn. That's called RNG.
Indeed. Okay. Alright, we got fiery blowhogs, fiery bulblaxes, withering blowhog, a couple of other bulborbs scattered about. So, I think what I am going to do is I am going to punch you awake. Come on. Come on. Come on. I guess that's just not big enough.
You're trying every hole to get this guy to go down.
Pretty much. Problem is the fire bulblax is not terribly aggressive, so it gives up pretty easily.
Which you would think would be the most aggressive.
Yeah. So, fun fact about this game: the fiery bulblax, when it was originally conceived, it was supposed to be a boss bulborb. But at some point during the development, the designers just decided, like, no, he's just a different bulborb.
Wow.
You know, I might just kill him outright. He's annoying. Ah. There we go.
Wow.
Boop. Problem solved. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so if any enemy falls off into the bottomless pit and it's carrying a treasure, the treasure will just respawn somewhere nearby.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
You guys want to always get stuck on the geometry. Oh, why are you awake? There you go.
Fall to their deaths like lemmings.
I mean, it's probably one of the funniest things about this game is you can lure creatures to their death. And truly, for stages with bull bears or wandering Gatling groinks, like, that's the best way to deal with them. If you have bottomless pits, lure them over to a bottomless pit. Because in many cases, they also are carrying treasures. And they are too dangerous for you to bring your squad near because they are always active.
Squad.
Alright. So that is that. All in all, painless. Didn't have to deal with the withering blowhog.
Ooh.
Which is good, because I don't want them to deflower my Pikmin.
Never state that sentence ever again, but sure.
It's a game mechanic.
No, it's not.
Alright. More bullshit.
If you're playing on Dolphin, you can hold tab to speed up the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to give this as honest an experience as I can.
He's kind of a purist. It's annoying. I'm joking.
One dead.
Look at the caterpillars. Oh, these guys are assholes.
Yeah. I mean, there are times when this game is just gratuitous enemy spam. Okay, that dead. And oh, that's fortunate. You wandered right on top of the base. Future. The future is upside down.
No.
Away we go! Sub-level 7. Halfway there.
Und sub-level 7.
Ah, thank God I was able to get him before he was able to spawn a freaking bomb. Let's see, how do I want to handle this? Alright, let me see if I can lure one of these guys over. Let go of me. Get off me. Come on. Come on. A little bit more. Go, go, go. I swear, Pikmin 4 really has me spoiled for the for the caves. Alright. Okay. Dealing with the problem.
Okay, so...
Not quite. God, these guys are just on top of each other. It's very stressful. Okay, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Run for your lives! There's absolutely nothing better I could do. I could be doing with my life than watching Pikmin streams at 11 p.m. You know, we appreciate that.
Thank God. Alright, now I could fucking take these guys on.
Now, truly, it won't always be Pikmin streams, so, like, there are other games we're probably going to play as well. This is just, I think, the second Pikmin game we've been playing. We might have other games lined up as well.
Get back here. Die.
Oh. Essence of desire.
You know, for something that's supposed to be the essence of desire, you figure it'd fetch a higher price than 90 Pokos.
Yeah, it's underselling. Okay. Alright, Melon. Okay. We don't need that kind of language in this house. Alright. Just because you lost the game doesn't mean you have to make us lose the game. Yeah.
So this is another specially designed sub-level. It's this inverted pyramid structure with a bunch of the elemental dweebles around, and this fucking annoying piece of shit.
You mean like a quarry?
I mean, yes.
Inverted pyramid structure.
Well, it
You mean
is.
a hole? you mean a hole in the ground? Inverted pyramid structure. That was cool.
Ooh, okay. Come back, come back, come back.
Well,
Thank God. Okay. So, just take our time and kill everything, and then be on our way. want to kill you because I don't want you messing with my Pikmin when they're carrying the treasure back. Dangerous game I'm playing.
Yes, it is.
All right. I don't know. So you want to go that way, okay. Ooh.
Like you're ganging up on this one little creature.
I have to. That thing manages to shoot off any sparks. My Pikmin die.
They die.
Yeah, and it's very sad.
Very sad.
Fortunately, I think I've killed everything on the stage, so I think we're good.
Pumpkin! Do you have any aspirations of choosing a costume this year?
Nope.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're scary.
Spooky. Possessed squash. I love it.
Alright, we're getting down to it.
Nothing to it but to do it.
6 floors left. So, since this is the final cave, we're going to be encountering the final boss. What do you think it's going to be?
Oh, it's 100% gonna be Louis. Being a dumbass. I'm very sure. I don't even know. I'm just very sure it's gonna be Louis being dumbass. Doing something stupid. That's the payout.
Spicy spray. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So we got a rest sub-level, so we just get an opportunity to, you know, find some sprays and just have a breather before we continue on to the final floors. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Some more bitter sprays. We love them. That thing gave us 2. That's very, very nice.
The whites are the better color. I'm talking about the Pikmin, obviously. What were you thinking? Ah, interesting.
Whites are very nice, especially in this game. They're the fastest. They can see underground. They're immune to poison.
Are they the weakest as well? Like their constitution just they die.
In attack strength, yes, they are the weakest. But I mean, they make up for it in being really fast. So like, if you need to like carry stuff back quickly, they can outrun pretty much every enemy if they're flowered up. And you know, with these doodle bugs, since they spit out poison, they are ideal for trying to tip them over. So that way you can get the sprays and not have to worry. See, look at this. Look at this. We're at 14. We started with 8, and now we're already at 14. About to get 16. Come on. Drink up. There we go. And we got you. Couple of more spices. Yep. Alright, this is gonna have to do it for the final
This your
floors.
last rest area?
Yep. And so it's non-stop from here to the boss. So we got 4 main floors left and then the final floor. Which is gonna hold the boss. As per usual.
Well, yeah.
Ugh, this floor.
It's water. I hope you brought some blue ones.
I definitely did.
But is he gonna use them?
Oh, God! The Grunk's over here. Got very lucky in the fact that it was a stun and not an actual blast. Yeah, so that's the thing with the Gatling Groink is their blast has like a sort of AoE thing going on where like if your Pikmin are far enough away, then they won't explode. You're camping the fucking landing pod. Ugh. Oh, God damn it. Get off me. God fucking hell. It's just blasting these guys back into the water.
They're drowning.
What do I have left? 12, 18, 66. Not the worst outcome. Get dead. Be dead. Stay dead. Alright.
You're
Where
dead.
the hell's the treasure? On the other side of the fucking map.
Ooh.
You're in here. Alright. Let me see if I can't lure you to the other side. Will you not come quietly?
We will not come quietly into the night. We will not go into that without a fight. We're gonna live on. We're gonna survive. Today is our Independence Day.
Yeah, that's kind of how that speech goes.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm not Bill Pullman. I'm sorry I can't produce that gravitas.
You should be sorry. Let me see if I can bring you around the long way. You come with me. Yeah. Keep hopping. Oh, no you don't. This is as far as you're gonna go. Okay.
Oh, have a good night, Blue Melon. We appreciated your patronage and your visit. We hope to see you soon in the future, maybe not on a Pikmin stream, but on any stream. We appreciate your presence. Thank you very much, good sir. Blue Melon's leaving, Zach.
Good night. Thank you for joining us. Sorry you're gonna end up missing the finale. If the rest of the stream or the rest of this playthrough was anything to go by, it would have been
a shit show.
Thank fucking God. Okay. Lost another 7 Pikmin to the groink. Oh. God damn it. Oh, hey. Apparently this is the first time a white Pikmin's been eaten.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I guess they've only been blown up or whatever.
Wait, you said... Oh, whoa. Dude, you should just start poisoning them more often.
Yeah, but I don't want to dwindle my numbers.
I mean, that's a strategy. Just make a lot of white Pikmin and just send them to people. And do they die after they eating the white Pikmin?
They will take a significant hit to their health. But bigger creatures will obviously be able to take more abuse.
Sounds like an amazing thing you should have done from the beginning.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have an infinite supply of white Pikmin, and a lot of the most dangerous creatures don't even eat Pikmin. Like the Gatling Groink, that it just blows them up. That's what it does. Alright, so the treasure's up there. That's not the treasure. Right there. This is tragic.
Hmm.
Okay. God damn, there's a bunch of these guys everywhere. Wow, that actually went pretty good. I'm impressed.
Very impressed. Is that a Malground? No, that's a oh wait, that's a shogi? Fuck, what is it called? It's basically Japanese chess, and that's a misnomer as well because it's not chess. It's different in its own right. Damn.
Yes, it is shogi.
Shogi. Damn.
And he's dead.
Ooh, no French cheese and mustard. Yep, that'll do it.
It does tend to overwhelm the palate.
I guess.
3 floors remain. Forgot there were falling rocks on this floor. Alright. Alright, so let's go with... Take 5 of you. Take out these geysers. What the hell are you in the other half of the map? Okay. One more. Die. He's dead! Oh god, he's dead! Oh. Wow, that's close. Surprised those guys are fast enough. Anyway, let's go ahead. And tear this wall down. And this one. Come on. All right. Getting some treasures. Make sure these guys get back safely. The Universal Calm. This is the last of the rings we're gonna find. And on we go to the
Rings of Power.
Yeah, and now we're going on to the penultimate floor. One last final challenge before the boss. Spooky. And it's a Bulbor Palooza. Ooh, nectar, nice. Okay. My trusty purples. And let's... That's that. Okay. Alright, this guy is facing the wrong way, so let's just go ahead and... Yeah. Oh, nice. We got lucky with the treasure. Oh, no. So I just go and kill him. Okay. Our final bottle cap. So, Edward, you're a fan of root beer?
I'm actually NW's not bad. I do prefer Barks. But NW's not bad. Mug is pretty good root beer as well, but yeah, there's definitely a difference, I would say, from Barks to everything else. It definitely has a little more of a bite, but that's just my assumption. That's just my assessment and assumption.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit more on the bitter side as far as root beers go. I don't know, like if I'm drinking a root beer, like I'd want it to be on the sweeter or like more the creamier side.
Okay, so then you probably go for an NW.
Yeah, I mean that. So like root beer's root beer.
Yeah, I don't actually go to my way to pick the specific. If there's multiple options, sure, I'll choose one. But if there's just root beer, and only one type, I'll take that. If there's no Sprite, I like Sprite. Sprite's my jam. My jam is Sprite.
Sprite's good. Sprite's always good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are about to enter the final sublevel. So you've already made a prediction that the final boss is Louis, but he's just a little dude. He's just a little dude. Like what exactly do you think is waiting for us?
I think it's Louis stuck in the sternum of some giant creature, unable to get out, but he's stuck in it, and you're gonna have to save him.
Okay.
That is the anime person in me just seeing that for what it is.
You have any guesses for what kind of creature it's going to be? A Bulborb?
Bulborb.
All
Or
right.
the an even bigger bulb worm kind of thing. Could be like a bulb dragon.
A bulb. Honestly, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that's a fair guess. Bulborbs are the main enemy of the series, and we did have a giant Emperor Bulborb, Bulblax, in the last game. But let's go ahead and jump down.
Or it could be, or it could be. All right, so you've shown me other enemies that have kind of been prominent. One was the Stomper, and then one was like an enraged Stomper that just was slightly more mad. And then there was one that was like a roller that could roll shit, but was like invincible.
The Water Wraith, yeah, okay.
So there's some of those assholes. There's also the cannon bastards who throw bulgers that roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Cannon Beetles.
Maybe Louis resentful for being left behind. Maybe Louis is just gone crazy with power because his brain is so small.
He's got a small brain, and that makes him mad.
You know, overcompensation hits men in certain areas.
All right. Well, a couple of good guesses. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. To the final floor, the final cave, the final boss, the final showdown.
It's the final show. No.
The final Louis.
Louis is gonna be no more.
Dream Den, sublevel 14.
Are we on an iPad? No, that's a. Is this a sink?
No,
this seems like a Japanese restroom. They like this tile scheme in Japan. Is he a clown? Is he a clown? Oh, that's funny. Is he a clown?
We'll just have to wait and see.
I don't believe you.
There he is.
Oh, he's Obadiah Stane from Iron Man 1. He's in a mech suit.
Well, let's go get him. I mean, that is true. He did make it down here all by himself. Without any Pikmin.
Uh-huh. Spider.
So, the final boss is the Titan Dweevil. We've seen all manner of Dweevils and other spider-like creatures throughout this game. And the final boss is the king of them. And unlike the Emperor Bulblax, which was just a big Bulborb from the first game, this one actually puts all of your Pikmin knowledge to the test in that all of his attacks are elementally based.
Uh-huh.
So the first attack we saw was this Poison Geyser. This attack is these electric orbs come out and it creates a circuit between them. He's got some other attacks, which we will be seeing eventually. But the way this boss is designed, each one of these elemental weapons has a set amount of HP, and so you have to take them out one by one. But the more damaged it becomes, the more powerful the weapon will be, and the more often the Titan Dweevil will actually use it. So here we see him opting for the flare cannon, shoots out a jet of fire.
So wait, is Louis is he power? Is he driving this, piloting this?
Well, it's the Titan Dweevil. He's got all these things, and he's trying to kill us.
No, but is Louis trying to kill us?
Here's the last one, the Hydro Pump. He will throw these little water balls all around the arena.
Well, is Louis doing this to us?
Well, Louis is unconscious. That's what the computer said.
I don't believe you.
So, out of all of these attacks...
You're avoiding the question.
Out of all of these attacks, the Hydro Pump is by far the most dangerous because it can reach anywhere in the entire stage. Whereas these other ones have a limited amount of reach. And likewise, the electric one, which I forget the name of it, is similarly dangerous because, as we have stated many times before, electricity is the most dangerous element to all your Pikmin because it's the only one that will instantly kill them. Meaning, if you want to have a good chance of succeeding in this battle without losing Pikmin, you're going yellows only!
Oh. I feel like there's more than that time.
Oh, 1 second. Sorry. Alright.
It's okay.
So, we are trying to take out these weapons one by one. And usually what you want to do is you want to take your yellow Pikmin, try and deal some damage to the electric one first, so that way the Dweevil will prioritize firing that one more often. As you can see, look, it's opted for the 3 times in a row now. All 3 weapons do have the same amount of HP, so they will take a roughly equal time to deal with. Oh my god.
You're focusing on going up the ramp. I'd go the opposite direction.
Nah, the thing is with these weapons is, despite having suits that give you elemental immunity, you will still take the stun from being hit by them. And so it's very easy to get stun locked, especially by the flare cannon, because it has such a short range it will oscillate between, that it's very easy to just kind of get stuck. Fortunately, if you come with a modest size of Pikmin, like for example, I came in to the Dream Den with 20 of each, it's very easy to make sure that they all stay in a tight unit. Okay. Yeah. So, and since we have all the upgrades, our whistle range is a lot bigger, so we can hang back a little bit while it's doing these attacks and still be close enough in case any of our Pikmin get caught behind. So we are just trying to deal enough damage to take out these weapons. And that's the hydro pump taken out. So now we can focus on some of these other ones. The next one I usually like to do is the comedy bomb, which is the poison one. Mostly because it has that 3-pronged spray.
You have to aim for a certain part of the body?
Yeah, you pretty much have to aim for the weapon you want to attack.
Oh, wow.
The hitbox for trying to land on them is fairly generous, but as you can see, now that we've damaged the purple one more, it's now shooting out 4 jets instead of 3. And similarly, for the fire one, it will increase the distance in which the flame can reach, and the spark one will throw out more of those little orbs and activate faster.
Yeah.
And the hydro pump for the water will increase its rate of fire, so it'll shoot out more bubbles than in the earlier phases. So yeah, so I like dealing with the hydro pump because it's got a bigger immediate radius to deal with, and I just kind of work my way down and do the electric one last because, you know, that's the one that's least threatening to yellow Pikmin.
Yeah.
And there we go. That's number 2.
So now it's just the fire one?
Yep. Every time it'll go for a weapon, it will knock all the Pikmin off. But, I mean, oof. It's really not that bad. Alright, so we did a good amount of damage to the flare cannon, and look at how much more range it has, and it increases the rate in which it'll swivel around.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's why whenever these weapons activate, I try to run for the upper area, because if you're on this outer ring, you're above the area of risk. Now we only got one left. And so it's just going to keep spamming this one. And see, look at that. It'll start activating them as they're falling. So, so you can't immediately tell like what's going to be the safe spot to be ducking into. And since they bounce around, that means that that blast zone is changing.
Cool.
Oh, all those missed entirely. And that's all 4 weapons. And now the Titan Dweevil is effectively helpless. So we can call on the rest of the squad and just go to town.
Ooh. Was it really that easy? Truly?
It's made easy thanks to my skill and many years of having played this game.
I don't believe it.
Good.
He's gonna eject all the treasure.
Oh man, you just spoiled the third part of the game.
Oh no, no! There's not more to this game. No, see, you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me because that would be too much. That'd be real bad. That'd be really, really too much. No. If they truly did that to this game, just oh, now you have to go back for all the treasure because they all fell from the sky. That would be the most. That would be the worst game in the world. My opinion of this game would plummet dearly.
So this is my version of the celebratory, or of the victory walk. I like to have all of the elemental Pikmin assigned to carry these treasures back.
Are they even moving them?
No, they're not strong enough. But like all the other final treasures in this game, if you end up beating this the final boss with only one Pikmin remaining, these will all have a carry weight of 1. So it will scale down to whatever you're able to carry.
That's fine.
Yeah, push Louie out of the way. And now, one by one, they're going to take them all back.
Oh. Comedy bomb. Is that gonna explode the ship?
No, it's inert.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I don't believe you. I don't believe any words that come out of your mouth, Zachary. Especially the wrong words.
Flare cannon. Nice little mini camper stove. Camping stove.
Oh. Oh, that's funny.
And they're helping.
Oh.
Shock therapist.
Shock therapist.
This is the only functioning piece of electronic equipment that we pick up in the entire game.
The only functioning what?
Piece of electronic equipment. Monster pump. See, it's just the spigot. I don't know where the water is coming from.
It's magic.
Here we have Louis.
Louis, my boy. Only worth 10. King of Bugs. That's interesting.
And that is it.
Is it truly over?
That's
Have
all
we
the
finished?
That's all the treasures. There's only one thing left to do. Get the fuck out of here.
Can we truly leave these forsaken lands?
Meta in the long term? No. We lost a quarter of our troops today. But it's mission success.
They have very different definitions of success. Well, the name's gold. That means the area's finished, right?
Yep.
Oh. No, they forgot him again.
Now he's in the cargo hold.
What's that? What's that mean? The spirit told the Pikmin you let die.
Oh, no! No!
They've come back to haunt you. What if the Pikmin are invasive species that slowly turn all the inhabitants into Pikmin?
Well, there is a parasitic Pikmin in the Bulbmin, so, there's something to that theory.
That's Earth, right? That's Earth? That's Australia?
Yeah.
Huh. So did we devolve into Pikmin?
I don't know.
I'm so confused. Yeah.
Some questions were never meant to be answered.
No, I think this one is meant to be answered. I think we should get it answered because, yeah, high scores. Pikmin lost in battle 233. Pikmin lost to water 10. Wow, you've lost 46 to explosions.
Explosions in this game are a bitch and a half.
Wow, more Pikmin, more red Pikmin. Oh, more, dude, go back up.
It's an auto scroll.
Fucking hell. You birthed one more, and then one more again for blue. That's so weird. Purple is second, third most, fourth most. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So you spent 18 hours on this game?
In this playthrough, yep.
Jesus. Well,
So that's Pikmin 2. That is the game complete. Our treasure hoard is filled in 100%.
So is Pikmin 3 just when they return home and he's like, we need to get more treasure? And then he sends you out again?
You'll just have to wait and see. You'll have to wait 9 years! Like we all did for Pikmin 3. Nah, I don't know. We'll probably get to it in like a couple of weeks. Month or two.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You know, it's hilarious. Like, people nowadays just watch all of the Marvel films in one after another and just, man, that's, you know, they have different opinions and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, you're not doing it correctly. What? Watch one, wait a half a year. Watch another one, wait half a year. Then watch the Avengers films and wait 2 years. And then you get the full experience. Because we gotta watch that shit and wait. The cliffhangers.
Oh, that's not even all of it. Because when they first started, like, you had to wait 2 years between the early ones.
Oh yeah, they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a set like 2 every year, 3 every year, 4 every year. No, that's bullshit. We had like 1, and then 2. Oh, wow! So you got all this shit. Interesting. That's Louis.
Louis is often silent. Nobody knows what thoughts lurk in his mind. He appears to operate on the same wavelengths as insects, often with dangerous results. After he was kidnapped, he somehow managed to hijack a colossal insect's brain.
See, there's something missing though. Like, I feel like Louis is gonna turn into a fucking bug.
Louis back! Somehow he survived a horrific ordeal with a freakishly large, weapon-wielding Titan Dweevil. I entered a hole with an army of ferocious Pikmin, grimly determined to save Louis from the Titan Dweevil, but it seems that he was perfectly fine all along. I can't understand how he managed to avoid being eaten. He's always had an unusually close connection with insects, and I know he loves to cook them. Maybe he wasn't kidnapped after all. Could he have been controlling that beast all along? No, that's craziness. Although, he does insist now that we address him by his proper title, the King of Bugs.
Is he the villain in the third one? You're not talking.
Who's to say?
Yes. That means it's a yes. And we're going to have to kill this fool. Okay. Let's see how it is.
The largest member of the Dweevil family, this fearsome predator carries protective components that frequently exhibit offensive capabilities, an evolution that may be attributed to mere chance. Another evolutionary theory is that the chemical contents of the containers carried by Titan Dweevils contribute to possible gene splicing. While other Dweevils do not seem to choose the objects they carry, the Titan Dweevil appears to prefer shiny objects above all others.
There's other people's notes. Look at Louis' notes.
Oh yeah, so now that we rescued you, Louis, we get his notes, and you're gonna love this. Allow me to demonstrate. Eaten raw, this predator's luxurious legs are bold and full-flavored. What a satisfying crunch!
Okay, I'm done with Louis. Oh my god.
Plum specimens are best spit-roasted whole, stuffed with a lime and a slab of bacon, basted frequently to ensure a magnificently moist haunch.
Oh god.
Exposure to even extreme heat doesn't seem to rid this creature of its deposits of potent gas. It's probably best for everyone if you avoid eating this hazardous fare.
Why? Oh, we're gonna go to the bird. Go to the bird.
That one?
That one.
Slice the serpentine torso into thin medallions, skewer on a metal rod with Hakatate onions, and barbecue over an open flame.
See, but how did he catch or beat any of these things without any Pikmin?
Oh, hold up. We have a special guest in the chat. We have Bulborb. Bulborb is in the chat. Hi, Bulborb.
Do we truly have Bulborb?
Bulborb, it's right there.
We do.
Yes, Pikmin are our friends. We invite them to help us. Poisonous.
Wow.
Consumption results in prolonged writhing and uncontrollable mirth.
Bulborb.
Although the meat is a bit on the metallic side, the oil makes a mouth-watering gravy or lubricative vinaigrette.
Here, Bulborb said we don't clap the Pikmin. You have the Pikmin help you.
The water wraith. Inedible. Known to cause mass hysteria, followed by leg spasms and internal thunderings. That is true. You shit yourself.
Oh. Wait, go back to the big one, the one we just defeated, the big long leg.
Mm-hmm.
I want go to. Oh wait, just Olimar and Louis. Okay, I thought so the old guy doesn't keep notes.
No, the president doesn't make notes. So during the course of the game, Olimar will notate everything we encounter and collect, all the creatures and all the treasures. Once we complete various series of treasures, the ship will create the sales pitch. After we rescue Louis, he will have recipes for all of the various creatures. Yeah, so this is the last little bit of bonus content, if you will.
Oh.
That is it for the main content of Pikmin 2. But that is not the only thing that is in the game. So, as I mentioned before, we do have some side content that actually enables multiplayer play for the first time in the series. The first of which is Challenge Mode.
Challenge Mode.
It's a series of 30 different challenges, which are basically caves, but these are actually designed caves in which you have a set amount of Pikmin you start with, a limited amount of time to collect as many treasures and make it out of the cave before time runs out.
Oh, it's timed. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, for example, the first one, Explorer's Cave, this is the easiest one out of the 30. You have 50 red Pikmin to start with. You get 2 of each type of sprite, and it's only 2 floors deep. So we're going to go ahead and do one. So here, you can do it in either 1-player or 2-player mode, in which case either player will control each captain. Player 1 controls Olimar, player 2 controls Louis. And both can use Pikmin, but you still have the same pool of Pikmin. But yeah, this is actual, true co-op play in Pikmin 2. So unfortunately, we haven't had an opportunity to test co-op play using Dolphin. Maybe that's something we can do on a future stream. Just that way we can actually, show off the full Pikmin 2 experience.
Give it a try.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So, challenge mode gets unlocked whenever you collect the key treasure in the main game. But once it's unlocked on your memory card, it's always unlocked. So, you don't have to, if you delete your primary save file, it doesn't go away.
Well, okay, that's cool.
And here it's just explaining what I basically just said.
Ooh.
And yeah, so these are basically little mini cave challenges. Obviously, the further down the list you go, the harder it's going to be. In order to make actual vertical progress in the caves, you need to find the key on each floor, and it will either unlock a hole to go down to the next level, or if you're on the final level, it will unlock the geyser for you to be able to escape. And in order for you to complete the challenge and score the points that you collect along the way, you need to exit the cave before time runs out.
Okay.
So this is pretty much it. So obviously, this being the first challenge of the set, it's incredibly easy. There's a handful of treasures that you collect on this first floor, and then the second floor has some couple of enemies, but nothing too difficult. And having 50 Pikmin is a lot. It really is.
Really? So they give you more than you actually kind of need.
I mean, this is basically the tutorial challenge, teaching you the broad mechanics of how it's supposed to work. But once you collect all the treasures, you press on. And unlike exploring the caves in the main game, this is like a straight shot. Like, you either complete it or you don't. So, like, you can't, like, pause your progress partway through.
It's all or nothing. 169 seconds. That's a long time.
Yeah. So every time you clear a floor, you will pick up a little bit more time.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, this is not a difficult challenge. I would say out of all 30, the first 6 or 7 are pretty simple, straightforward. You know, there's not a whole lot you really need to do. As long as you're playing sensibly, you'll be fine. But there's another thing you want to consider while you're playing this, and I'll touch on this once we get our final results.
Okay.
So everything you collect will give you, will contribute to your score, treasures and corpses alike. But you don't necessarily get a bonus score for, like, having any sprays left over. So, like, if I were to not use either of these sprays, I don't get anything for it, for my effort. So...
Because they provided the sprays to you.
Yeah, well, it's more so that they're giving you tools to go with. In later challenges, the sprays are fully part of the puzzle. Like, so much so that if you want to get, like, quote, perfect score, then you are going to need to use them efficiently and expertly. So, like, having 2 of each on a cave like this is a lot. There's really no need to have them. Like, me using either of the sprays I just did was mostly just for show. Just to show that, like, hey, like, you get sprays. That's it. That is everything we could possibly collect. Now, if we didn't use the spray on that bulb orb, we would have been able to collect a corpse, and so we would have gotten a little bit more cash out of it. But arguably, the final score isn't the real challenge of of the challenge levels.
Okay.
So you collect everything, you make it to the geyser in time, and you leave. And we get our final tally.
Ooh.
So you get bonus points based on how many Pikmin you have left over, as well as time bonus based on how much time is left on the clock when you finish. And in order to get a perfect rating, you have to complete the challenge without losing any Pikmin. It does not matter how many treasure you collect, whatever your final score is, as long as you survive with all of your Pikmin. Meaning, you can go through all 30 challenges in order to get a perfect rating. Just make it to the hole, find the key, make it to the hole, make it to the geyser, don't lose any Pikmin, bam, you're done. Otherwise, if you do lose any amount of Pikmin, you still get a score at the end. But when you go back to the main menu, it would primarily give you a white flower, just for completing it. But if you get a perfect score by not losing any Pikmin, you get a pink flower. And so you have 30 of these challenges, and something special happens when you complete all 30 and get a perfect score. And so for that, I am going to change over to my Switch and boot up Pikmin 2. So bear with me while I do that.
Okay.
I gotta resize this thing. There we go. And for you... Alright, Edward, you should be seeing my Switch so you can follow along. So, Edward, I know you're not getting audio, but you really don't need audio for this. And let me... Right there. Okay. Alright, so as you can see here, this is my file on my Switch for the Pikmin 2 copy, Pikmin 2 version of the game. All of this is the same, like all the levels are the same, and as you can see, I've got a perfect score on all of them. Some of these are truly horrendous, like Secret Testing Range. You remember the Man-at Legs, right? The giant metal spider that shoots at you with an actual machine gun? So, during the game, the main game, we faced it twice, right? We faced it the first time, in which case, you know, it's in a basic circle arena. You smash it with a bunch of purple Pikmin, it goes down pretty easy. But we faced it a second time in the Wistful Wild, in the Hole of Heroes. You have to attack it with blue Pikmin. Bit harder. Here, in the Secret Testing Range, you have your first floor, which is just basic smattering of treasures. You go down to the second, and you have the boss encounter. This one, because you're given 10 of each Pikmin, it is still surrounded by water, meaning you effectively only have 10 blue Pikmin to fight the thing with. And on top of that, there are other treasures and other elemental barriers that you have to deal with in the same time. Truly a bitch and a half. Right, you have to make it out with all of your Pikmin intact. Yeah, it's brutal. There's also another one, which is the Bully Den. This one I can actually show you because it is pretty straightforward. I may not necessarily complete it, but I do want to show it off. Here we have a return for fan favorite. This one's only one floor. amount of time, 300 seconds on the clock, which is really, each tick on the clock is 2 seconds in real time. So we have 600 seconds, so, you know, 10 minutes to be able to deal with this challenge. But shortly after we spawn, something bad happens. We got a couple of weevils hiding out in this cave here. But if you listen closely, you'll hear the siren song of something falling off in the distance. And we have the water brave! Woo! He's back! And he's beautiful! Son of a bitch. But since we have 25 it actually makes it easier to deal with. And this is one of the few challenge levels where we actually have some RNG at play in the level layout. Because like you have these gates and these hallways here, but it's a lot more cramped. The water rate spawns more or less on top of you because you have very little space to, so to speak. We got kind of lucky with the way this one was generated this time. It's dead. But it didn't give us the key. Remember, we need the key to leave. So, break down this other key. We have another water rate. Yeah, so this one spawns 2 water rates. And that's it. Like that is the entire one. No. So like, as you can see here, this is a very setup, so it's very easy to use despite having so many buttons. And once he starts running, then it's just a pain in the ass to track him down because your purples are so slow. So, like I said, we got very lucky with the layout of the cave this time, but I have had challenge attempts where basically the way the gates and everything are laid out, the water rate has no choice but to spawn on top of you. And since there's 2 of them, that means there's 2 opportunities for you to get crushed. And it is very it's not uncommon to have both water wraiths spawn in the same half of the map, let's call it. And so that just makes them particularly tricky. As you can see, there are other treasures here that we can end up collecting. But we really don't bother. So we'll go ahead and jump ship. Yeah, so these are uniquely designed challenge levels, all co-op ready. And, you know, like any sort of other score attack, you know, it'll save your highest score. And so for all of these, I did intentionally play through them for the sake of showing off that I collected every single treasure possible and most corpses in as much as that I had corpses to collect. So these aren't the technically highest possible scores you can get because, you know, the bonus score for clearing them as fast as possible and all that. But we do get something for clearing all of these with a perfect score, or with a perfect rating, and that is a nice little featurette. So make sure you can see this. Again, audio doesn't necessarily matter. But if you go to the bonuses in the main menu, you get to basically replay every single cinematic as you unlock it in the main game. Except for this last one. This last one is only unlocked by perfect scores on all the challenges. Louie's Dark Secret. Here it is. The president entrusted Louie with the golden pick carrots. But Louie couldn't suppress his powerful hunger. And he ate every last one. Then he falsified his report to the president, which led to Hoggetate Freight occurring an insurmountable debt. Yep. Yeah, so Louie is a fan favorite, if only because many people consider Louie to be the true villain of Pikmin. Because through his actions is the reason why we have to engage in any sort of the events of Pikmin 2. And subsequently the rest of the series. But that's not all that we end up getting from Pikmin 2. If you want to turn your attention back to the main playthrough we got going on here, because that's not the only opportunity we have for multiplayer play in this game, because on top of that, the co-op presented by challenge mode, we also have a direct competitive mode and 2-player battle. This is personally one of my favorite parts of the game, and unfortunately we can't demonstrate it tonight. But what you have is 2 players will go head-to-head. Olimar will control red Pikmin, Louie will control blue Pikmin, and it's going to be a race to collect certain treasure, marbles, in fact. Whoever is able to collect 4 yellow marbles first wins. Or, alternatively, you can collect your opponent's marble to win that way. Along the way, there are going to be all sorts of fun Pikmin hazards, creatures, whatever. And everything is themed to either be a neutral enemy, just gonna chomp down your Pikmin, do whatever, or it's going to be an elementally based Pikmin, either fire or water. One of the things that you could do is you will collect cherries to give you basically a random spin of a roulette wheel. That'll give you a one-time use power-up of sorts, which will help you turn the tide of the game. And this is a list of everything that it can be. So, for example, if your opponent steals your marble, you can get a chance for it to just pop back into your base like nothing happened. You get a bonus batch of Pikmin, whatever the case may be. So with this, because again, Pikmin has a 100 Pikmin limit, you can only have a maximum of 50 Pikmin per side. And there's a number of different arenas. Each of these are all themed after the different types of caves that we play through during the game. So Battlefield is sort of your basic dirt cave one. Carpet Plane, this is where you have like the little toy room set up. Coliseum, this is going to be your snowy caves. Rusty Gulch, the bottomless pit ones. And on top of that, you can also start with a handicap or not before you end up engaging in battle. So, like I said, we don't have 2 players, so we can't show this off. So maybe on a future stream, we will be able to do that. But this is everything that Pikmin 2 has to offer. It is a lot of content compared to the first game. But with that, I mean, that's Pikmin 2. We did it. We got through it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it also helps that they pretty much had the engine already built, and it was just a matter of like adding to what was already there. Granted, recycling 3 levels and it really helps with with development time, because there's only one new unique level in this game, which was the first one.
Besides the caves.
Yeah. Well, the caves were their own beast because they're also randomly generated. They just needed to create pieces and then be able to cobble them together.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, so with that, So Edward, you have experienced 2 Pikmin games now, back to back. What are your thoughts on the series so far? Your opinions? Has anything changed?
I see the nostalgia. I see why it's endearing. I can appreciate it. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge diehard fan. But I appreciate the value of it, and I understand. I understand why you like it a lot. It's an interesting game. And I think if you're to, I don't know. I haven't played it myself. I've seen you play it, but I can see the allure of it, and it's not fun.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite franchises. Like, for me, Mario is always going to be number 1, but Pikmin, that's a close second. And it's definitely one of those that I have appreciated more as I've gotten older. And I've touched on this in previous streams, but it merits, I think, restating, because when I was a kid playing the first Pikmin, like, it was a launch title for the GameCube, one of the first GameCube games I owned. Like, it was that, Luigi's Mansion, and like Wave Race. Like, those were the 3 games I got for Christmas 2001. So, like, I played a lot of Luigi's Mansion because it's Luigi's Mario, Green Mario, of course. And Pikmin was a game that I always enjoyed, but I didn't quite understand it until I got older. Because, like, I didn't know what it was going for, because it's so different. It's so different from everything else you would have played by that point in history. And it's still pretty different. But Pikmin 2 in particular, I feel... So, it's funny. We started playing Pikmin 2 before Pikmin 4 was released. And in fact, we started playing it right around the time the Pikmin 4 demo was out. So, you know, got a little taste of Pikmin 4, the new things that were going. Been 10 years since the last installment in the series. So, like, you know, just itching for fresh Pikmin content, right? But it's Pikmin 2 prior to that was my favorite in the series. Like, out of the first 3 games, it was my favorite because I felt it offered the most varied sort of gameplay. You can kind of take it at your own pace. Like, you're not subject to any sort of time limit. The exploration opportunity was massive compared to the first one. And as we'll see when we get to the third one, like, it wasn't a linear experience. Like, you could explore the 4 different areas really at your own pace. So you could play, like, super cautiously, do very little every day, make progress that way, or you could just gun for every challenge, you know, purples akimbo, and just mow everything down and try to beat it as fast as possible. And, like, also compared to the first one, there's so many new features. You have new elemental hazards, you have new creatures, like, so many things to collect. Like, you had 30 ship pieces in the first game. Here you have 201 treasure. So, like, it's a huge step up. Like, as in terms of, like, sequel comparisons, like, it's like, it was like the gold standard. Like, this is everything you wanted in a sequel. You wanted the first game, everything that came with it, fix the problems, and then give us more. But, you know, it's just... Now that Pikmin 4 is out, and Pikmin 4 is really a true successor to Pikmin 2. Some fans have made this connection, and I agree with it, that whereas Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 are so different, Pikmin 3 comes along, and it's a lot closer to the experience of Pikmin 1. But Pikmin 4 comes out, and it's a lot closer to the experience of Pikmin 2. So much so that, like, you could say that Pikmin 4 is a sequel to the gameplay of Pikmin 2. And because of that, it does so many things that Pikmin 2 does. Pikmin 4 does it a lot better. That coming back to play Pikmin 2, a lot of the game's, like, ugliness in terms of, like, the design execution really starts to show. And it makes it difficult to go through. I still stand by Pikmin 2 is a great game. It is one worth experiencing if you want to experience the Pikmin franchise in its totality. And you can. On the Nintendo Switch, all 4 games are available to play. Download them from the eShop. Buy the physical cartridges. You can do it. But, I mean, it's just... I'm so excited to get to Pikmin 4. You have no idea. We have to get through Pikmin 3 first, which is not a bad game. Pikmin 3 is great. And for that, we will be playing Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which is the Switch remaster. Which some people don't like it as much because it takes away the motion controls from the original Wii U version. Being able to point with the Wiimote to like as your cursor to throw Pikmin and stuff is very cool. It's very flexible. But me personally, I could take or leave that sort of control scheme. So, and plus Pikmin 3 Deluxe has more content compared to the original version, so that's what we're going to be going through. But yeah, I mean, it's Pikmin 3 is a lot closer to the gameplay experience of Pikmin 1, and so it's going to be a bit tighter. It should not take us as long as it took to get through Pikmin 2, I don't feel.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. I mean, too, I can ramble about Pikmin all night, and I will. No. I don't know. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on or add? Maybe any hopes for Pikmin 3?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess no. I mean, all of it seems pretty well done already. I can only imagine where it goes from here. And even then, I don't know what they would change or update or what they would improve upon. Maybe the caves, maybe different system for that. I don't know. I'm excited to see what they have next, but I truly can't think of what they would do different. I don't know. I wonder why the third one's so not as loved. So I guess I'm interested to see what's so bad or different or wrong or just different. I want to see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. So I do want to make things clear that out of the 4 Pikmin games, all of them are loved. They're loved for different reasons. They each satisfy a different core of the Pikmin experience in a very, very good way. But the thing is with Pikmin is you have some players who want the time crunch. They want to be able to feel like they're being rewarded for maximizing their efficiency. Whereas you have other people who prefer more like Pikmin 2, where you can kind of go at your own pace, but you have a lot of things you could do. So Pikmin fans tend to fall in one of two camps. I'm in the camp where I like both aspects of that. It just depends on my mood. If I want to play I want a tight Pikmin experience. I want to kind of just be able to jump in, do what I got to do, jump out. I'd probably reach for something like Pikmin 1 because it is the shortest of the series, and it is the most, let's say, streamlined in terms of getting from start to finish. But if I want to relax and play, long form Pikmin, I just want to kind of do a couple things, a couple hours after work or whatever, I'd reach for Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 4, depending on how nostalgic I'm feeling that night, Or if I want a very tightly packaged sort of linear experience, then I'd go for Pikmin 3. And Pikmin 3 does have the benefit of having some other features. For example, it's in HD, so we're going to get a huge step up in visual quality.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't really a spoiler, but Pikmin 3, it also introduces true co-op gameplay to the main story. Ooh. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I should say. The original version did not have co-op, which is another reason why I love Deluxe so much. And I'll be able to touch on that, when we get to it. And plus, it also has a lot of more side content. So, Pikmin 2 has these challenge missions, and that's pretty cool. But they're really just remixed versions of the caves from the main games. Whereas in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, you have these specially designed side challenges to do a number of different things. And there's also extra story content outside of the main story. Mm-hmm. So, we'll have a lot of things to look forward to in Pikmin 3. That being said, I don't know when we're going to be getting to it because after this, we will be taking a break from Pikmin content. Just kind of want to shake things up, do things a little bit differently. Maybe do some other games or try to do some more casual multiplayer ready stuff. Here on Romp Airlines, as part of the reboot, we have some other folks who will be joining us for activities. Steven, whom many of you longtime fans, such as you are, would remember Axel, who was one of the original founders of the channel. He's around. We'll be doing stuff with him. So look out for that. And also Marty, Martian, back in the day, who you'll remember from the Super Mario Sunshine Let's Play, ill-fated as it was. He's also kicking around, and we'll be doing stuff with him as well, so maybe we can convene for some fun 4-player shenanigans. Mm-hmm. I think Mario Party, but that remains to be seen.
Smash
is also a very, very, very good contender. But with that, God, I love Pikmin. I love Pikmin so much. It's just so good. It's all so good. Play Pikmin. Buy Pikmin. Buy it. Play it. Buy it twice. Buy 4 different Pikmin games on the Nintendo Switch. Do it.
That's a lot of Pikmin. Oof. I don't even have a Switch.
You should get one and buy Pikmin.
No, I'm good.
No joke. I do think you'll get a kick out of Pikmin 4 when we get to it. There's a lot in that game that we can really sink our teeth into, and there's some mechanics in there that I think you'll really, really enjoy based on what I know of the types of games you enjoy.
Okay. That sounds interesting. You said Pikmin 4, right? Pikmin 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm excited, man.
Yeah. So I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in, those of you. The Blue Melon and Bulborb for hopping in the chat. Engagement is always good. Engagement is always nice. I realized we were not streaming tonight on our typically scheduled Thursdays, but life happens, and we didn't want to miss out. And we are working to try and build a consistent streaming schedule, so that way you all will know when we're going to be on the air, as it were. In the air.
In and on.
Around the air. Adjacent to air.
We're air squared. Above the air.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I have been Zach.
I have been Ed.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Good night, everybody.
No.